So the embattled formerly giant Harambee Sacco is on its knees after a massive membership walkout in the recent past. A total of 17,730 members terminated their membership in the last 3 years in a row, which has led to a 4.8 billion shillings payout, the informer can authoritatively reveal. The significant members' flight has thrown the Sacco into disarray, despite hitting headlines due to mismanagement and fraud in the past. The revelations come in the wake of an unearthed 12 billion shillings fraud at the troubled Metropolitan National Sacco Limited, attributed to insider dealings by unscrupulous senior officials aided by rogue Sacco Society Regulatory Authority (SASRA) auditors to cook book of account. By yesterday, at least 5 senior members of the Metropolitan Sacco resigned ahead of the investigative forensic audit of massive loss of members' deposits. For the case of Harambee Sacco, majority of their members are drawn from the military, National Police Service, National Youth Service, national and county governments, parastatals, departments and constitutional bodies. According to the society records headed by George Onshiri as the Chief Executive Officer and MacLeod Malonza as its main chairman, the loss of members saw them pay a whopping 4.82 billion shillings in return. Before his appointment as the Harambee Sacco CEO, Onshiri served as the former Chief Executive of the Safaricom Sacco. Further, the Sacco's operation costs increased from 274.49 million shillings to 2.166 billion shillings in 2021 due to higher financial expenses. However, its annual revenue for 2021 surged to 4.2 billion shillings, having recorded a 32% growth attributed, while the firm disposed of assets to boost liquidity. During 2021, the loan book contributed to 81% of the revenues, with the deposit-taking Sacco saying loans went up by 11% from 21.87 to 24.38 billion shillings in 2021. In 2017, the giant Sacco deficit before tax rose to 1.39 billion shillings compared to 197.2 million surplus before taxation in 2016. In the past, Harambee has found itself in the crosshairs of the Sacco's regulator SASRA several times. In 2012, a Sacco Society Regulatory Authority (SASRA) inspection found that the Sacco was in an acute liquidity crisis, having failed to meet nearly all prudential parameters. The Sacco had negative core capital and had material variances between the outstanding loan portfolio, reports and provision for loan losses at the time. In 2015, an official of the Sacco was sent on compulsory leave, while interim audit of controversial expenditures and inconsistent questionable figures of Front Office Savings Authority (FOSA) loan totaling to 3 billion shillings was underway. He was temporarily forced out just 3 days to the deadline of submitting reconciled FOSA loan report to SASRA. The Sacco management had committed to a very reconciled financial records, particularly explaining inconsistent figures of 3 billion shilling FOSA loan. In the past, the Sacco had been bedeviled by controversies of massive financial scams and unresolved murders of senior officials. Former finance manager, the late Benson Odhiambo, was murdered at point-blank range by a lone gunman in Embakasi Tasia Estate along Outer Ring Road on October 29, 2012. A week prior to his death, Odhiambo was set to appear before the Agriculture Cooperative Parliamentary Committee for questioning over the alleged financial scams, massive fraud cover-ups, as revealed in a confidential report by SASRA in 2012. Odhiambo was in charge of reconciling collections from the cashiers and ATM withdrawals with the computer entries and had prepared to present a report on the ATM scheme to the Parliamentary Committee. Ordinarily, SACCOs are allowed to borrow a maximum of 25% of the total value of assets upon an AGM authorization through a resolution by all members. Collins Ngaira, The Informer, Nairobi.